What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of StoneBlock. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode, we started working on getting ourselves ethylene. Yep, we started getting biofuel, we made substrate, we got ethylene. So we have to continue on with this process. We are trying to get to the transmutation table, right? Transmutation table does require these HDPE sheets, which is why we're working on this mechanism stuff. So to get the sheet, we need 8 of the pellets. The pellets come from that substrate that we are collecting right now, but we also have to put that in a pressure reaction chamber with oxygen and liquid ethylene. So we have ethylene right now. It's a gaseous version of it. It is not the liquid flavor. So we have to put that into a condensator. Yep. And then we have to turn the gaseous version into the liquid version, and then we can continue on here. So that's our next step. We have to make ourselves a rotary condensator. So this is just standard mechanism parts. There is nothing special here, just basic gas tank. And I think we've made all of these things so far. There's nothing really interesting. So I'll go ahead and make one of those machines. We can hook that up. Now, oxygen we're also going to need, and we are getting oxygen, I believe, from this machine here. Yeah, and we've just been dumping it. So at this point, I think we can hook up a pipe that over. We'll probably have to bring it underneath or something and bring it over into our machine that's going to be right here. Let's get back to which one it was. Yeah, the pressure reaction chamber. So I guess we'll have the rotary condensator here, and then right next to that we'll have the other machine, and that one will accept the oxygen. So I guess first things first, let's go ahead and make ourselves, let's see right here. That was the rotary. We should search for that. The rotary condensator. This is the item that we need to make. So there's a basic gas tank, a basic fluid tank, and then one of these guys. Oh, we don't have, what are those things called? It's like the alloy. All right, so we'll just tell the system to make like a bunch of alloys, because we're just going to need those anyway. I really should have just pre-crafted up a whole load of those things, but they're pretty fast now that we have our machines to the highest tier. All right, so now we can do one of those, and that was called an energy tablet, I do believe. Okay, rotary condensator. So we can put this guy, I don't know which way is which. If we put it here, does that work? Let's do side config. Which way is the front of this machine? I think it's this one. All right, so we'll do side config. We'll say this side right here is an output. Actually, hold on, we're on the wrong tab. We have to go to the gases tab. So that is dark red output, and we can say auto eject on. That should push ethylene into this if this is accepting from that side, which it does not appear to be. So I guess we need to grab ourselves a wrench and turn this machine. Aha! Okay, so we have ethylene in there. It is now turning into liquid ethylene, but it's doing it really slow, and we don't have power hooked up, right? So again, we need to do like we did before, grab ourselves all the upgrades, and then we need to get ourselves another pressure reaction chamber that's going to take that liquid ethylene. Let me make sure I'm remembering this right. Yeah, it's going to take the liquid ethylene plus the gaseous oxygen and the substrate, and then turn that into HDPE. So let me make another one of these. We'll get that hooked up. I will get all the upgrades and the muffling upgrades going, and we'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, so we now have ourselves a pressurized reaction chamber, which is accepting the liquid ethylene from a rotary condensator. I did have to set the site config again for fluids, so we are accepting fluids on this side. Now, I want to put these machines right next to each other, but the rotary condensator doesn't have an option for auto eject, so you have to like extract with a pipe or whatever. So I'm just using liquid translocators here in order to move the fluid from that machine to this machine. All right, so now that we have that done, we need to start providing this thing with the substrate, right? And then we also need to get it the oxygen. So substrate, I'm going to, well, at least I'm going to try. I don't know if we can do this. I want to extract the substrate from here and put it into a basic drawer for holding. And then I want to extract out this basic drawer and put it over into this machine. So that's the idea that I want to do right now. So we'll go from here to here, right? And then we'll just set this to an insert, and we'll set this to extract, always active. And that doesn't do anything just yet. So the blue, we have to tell it to, We're on the items config. The blue has to be output on the top. So now we're putting substrate right here. Very good. All right, so now I want to continue and put items into this one. So this will be set to an insert, but I'm gonna set this to a different channel. Let's call it brown because that's just the one right click over there. And we'll do this. So this one we'll set to extract. Whoop. We'll set that to brown on an extract always active. So now we should be putting substrate over here. Okay, so the substrate comes from here into this one for holding, and then as we need it, it gets piped over here. So one more thing we should do is add upgrades to this particular machine. Let's look at, or I'm sorry, not machine, the drawer. We want upgrades for that. Let's grab, I think it's 5, it might be 6, plus a void, so we never overfill on that. If we have too much substrate, that's fine, we can get rid of it. We always want to make sure we have enough ethylene, and we'll just throw those upgrades in there. Is that enough? That was enough. Okay, so that should hold a stupid amount of the substrate. All right, so that comes over here, and that's waiting to be processed. We need to get ourselves oxygen into this machine. So now I made some ultimate pressure tubes. The pressure tubes are very inexpensive, really. It's just a piece of glass and some steel, and then you can upgrade it using an enriched alloy with 8 of those, and then you can upgrade those further with the reinforced, and yet further still with atomic alloy. And since we have all of those being made over here on AutoCraft, it's really not a big deal. So yeah, we need to get ourselves gas into this. So I want to set this thing, I don't know if we can, but let's try and set gas to the bottom. So we'll do gas dark red. Okay, so maybe we'll be able to pipe the gas underneath all the way over and into the bottom of this machine. That's what I want to try. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, you know what? We got sinks under there, don't we? Okay, well, we're gonna have to go a little bit deeper than I wanted to, but that's fine. So we'll just kind of open this up. See what we can do, see if we can pipe some of these underneath. Ultimate pressure tubes way over here. I was like, where did those go? All right, well, it seems to connect, so that's a promising sign. So we'll do that. And bring that up just like so. Okay. So I think the gas, is it automatically ejecting? Oh yeah, that oxygen's gone. So that's over here. So we have oxygen, we have liquid ethylene, and we are now making HDPE. That's pretty awesome. That was very, very simple. I was gonna say we might want to put ourselves a gas tank in line here to store extra. I'm not sure if we're ever gonna have extra. We are having extra hydrogen being made, but that's just waiting on this process. I guess we could set this to dump excess as well, but that will make this machine run all the time. But that'll make sure we have plenty of oxygen over here. So yeah, I don't know. Let's just set that to idle, I guess. It'll just go as it needs to go. Okay, so I think we are pretty much ready at this point. So we now have HDPE. So let's back up here. Another thing we could do is get ourselves a drawer if we wanted to make extras of this stuff and kind of set it up the same way we just did over here. Can we extract? That's input. Output, none, input. I think I'd have to extract out of like the back and up, but that's fine. We can do that too. So we'll set this to a different color. Let's set this to, how about blue for an insert? Okay. And then we will extract out of the back of this machine, site config, back, that would be output. All right. And then we just need a little bit of the item conduit here. All right. And then we'll set this to all, whoop, oh, on blue, always active. So now we should be getting the HDPE there, and everything's just gonna keep running. So we're getting loads of substrate, and we're getting mass quantities of HDPE as is generated. I think we're gonna be doing pretty good here. Yeah, this looks really good. Okay, and we're making that quite quickly too. So one more thing I did realize at the end of last episode, we're just using sugar canes here to make biofuel, which does work. Let me back up a little bit. We are using the sugarcane to make that biofuel, which does work. However, there are different and more efficient ways of doing it. So like these saplings only make 2, and it's the same thing for the sugarcane. But for instance, this wheat makes 4, right? And the wheat costs 24 EMC. If we go over to the sugarcane costs 32. So we're getting less less biofuel for more EMC value. So it's essentially costing us more for less. Yeah. Anyway, it looks like wheat would probably be one of our better options. That costs 24. What did that apple cost? That also gives us, okay, so the apple's kind of expensive. Melon slice costs 16 for 4. So I think melon slice might actually be the best option here. But again, we have like all of the emeralds. It doesn't really matter. But if you're trying to be really, really frugal about it, that would be an option. I think there was also one that gave 6. Let me click through this one more time. Was there one that gave 6? Was it the pumpkins? Or did I pass it already? Yeah, pumpkins give 6. Now that does cost more EMC, but it's more efficient because you'll never, well, I don't know if you ever will run out, but as we can see here, we're starting to move on to the second section. Now we got 2 of these things going at the same time. Trying to make the biofuel. I don't think we're going to run out of this, but it'd be more efficient if we're producing 6 instead of 2 at a time. Anyway, just something I thought I would bring up. So now that we have the HDPE, we can go back to the transmutation table and start looking at filling some of this in. We still need a few more pieces here, but these HDPE sheets should be within reach. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we need 12 of those, and we might actually have enough here. That's actually making it faster than I thought it was going to. That should just be a stack and a half of that, right? Okay, so there's 12 HDPE sheets. Perfect. Awesome. So we have that portion of this process complete, which is really good. Did I put the upgrades in this? Yeah, speed muffling. So I have the muffling in all these. You can kind of hear the machines because I only have a 3 of 4. Like I said, I want to be able to hear the machines. I wish there was a way you could turn it down a little bit lower, but yeah, that's it. That's what it is. They'd be a heck of a lot louder without. So now that we have that done, we can make energy condensers. That's not a problem. We can make neutronium nuggets. We have those being generated. Dark matter, that's just EMC. Evil infused iron ingot. This has no EMC, so we have to make these. So let's take a look at how that's done. So that's another star with iron ingots in an enchanter. Okay. Did we ever make those? We have 4 of them. Okay. So we have that part done. Oops. Go back here. So we need quantum storage units, which I do believe we already have. Pixie dust, we don't have. Ender star. Did we ever make any of those? Ender star? We have not. So let's craft one of those real quick and then we can duplicate it. Okay, so there's an ender star. Let's make a few of these if it's possible. Let's grab some more stuff here. Let's make like a bunch of them just because we can. All right, 24 of them. Perfect. All right, so we have all of those that we need. Going back to this, we need pixie dust, which we don't have, and an energy collector. Did we make energy collectors? I don't think we did. Energy collector Mark III. So to make the first one, actually, I think I remember making these. I wonder what would happen to them. Didn't we make these? Wasn't that for a quest? Let's go back to our quest book. Project D. I feel like we had to make those maybe for the alchemical chest or something. I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and make more of these things. So just glowstone, diamond, furnace, glass, that's fine. We had to get all the way up to the Mark III. So once I get up to the Mark III, that does have EMC. So I'll just make a bunch of them so we don't ever have to worry about making these things again. Let me just double check energy. Yeah, I don't see it in here. I could have sworn we made those. Could have sworn. Let's take a look at this real quick. The recipe for that. The recipe for that. Feel like we made them. Maybe we didn't. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get those crafting up. Was that in here, actually? No. I can never remember which room is which anymore. I think it's this one over here. It's got a draconic evolution stuff. Yeah, let me go ahead and craft those things up real quick, guys, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so I went ahead and I made the energy condensers through our Draconic Evolution Fusion crafting here, and I filled out our crafting grid as much as we can at this point. So we need, if we click on this, and we hover over this, you can see that we are missing the pixie dust and the night slime. Those are the only things that we are currently missing right now. Now, night slime was not an item that we had, but I saw that we can get it through the chickens, so I was kind of like, well, how do you make night slime? Okay, so it comes from pig iron, which we had, and manulin. We did not have that, so I had to make manulin chickens. And those come from ardite and cobalt, as you would expect, since those are what you do in the smeltery and from Tinker's Construct to make it, right? But we didn't have cobalt, so I had to make cobalt. So that's gas tier plus netherwort. We did have those, so I made cobalt, I 10 that, then I made manulin, 10 that, and then I made the night slime and 10 that as well. So now we have all of these different resources coming in. So cobalt, we have that coming in quite quickly now. Manulin, we have that one coming in. And finally, the night slime. I don't think we're going to need this much of it because night slime isn't used for a whole lot of things. You can make Tinker's tools out of it, and maybe it's used in a few recipes that I'm not aware of at this point, but we only needed, I think it was 8 ingots of this stuff. So we can add those in here if I find out where those go. Those are on the corners here. Now there is that plus that I'm trying to hover over, right, when we look at the recipe here. If you have all the ingredients, you can click that and I'll drop everything into the crafting table for you, but only if you have all of the ingredients, which is a little annoying because I'm trying to like fill out our thing and I want things in their place and whatever. Anyway, so the only thing we're missing right now is 4 pixie dust, and this is pretty simple to get. We just need to drop a mana pearl through an elven portal to get pixie dust. Now we've messed with Botania very, very minimally in this mod pack, enough to make some mana. That's pretty much it. I guess we did make an alchemy catalyst or whatever that is down below, below the mana pool here. What is that? That is, yeah, alchemy catalyst. We did make one of those, but we haven't like really progressed at all in Botania. I don't even know. Do we have living wood? We have a little bit. So that means we have a pure daisy, yeah, right here. So we're going to need a little bit more of this stuff. So I'm kind of curious. If we put this around, can we wand the flower to make this go faster? I don't know if I've ever tried that before. It looks like you can wand the pure daisy to make that go faster. Okay, so that's nice. Let's go and vein mine that up. I didn't know that was a thing. So I would also imagine if we put a watch of flowing time over here, that would go quite quickly as well. But you know what? Just wanding the flower, I'm happy with that. So it takes it from 1 minute time to like 5 seconds. Yeah, that's quite nice. So in order to make this, we are going to have to look at the Lexica Botania. And this will tell you how to make the portal to Alfheim. So let's go through the book real quick and then click the back button and click the back again. All right, so now this is where we want. So Alphomancy, the portal to Alfheim, and then this should give us like a guide. We can visualize it and put this somewhere. Okay, so I want to place it, oh, I don't know. How about the center of the room? I believe that torch is center, so we'll just place it right here. That looks fine, right? It's not bad. We're not doing anything on that wall. Maybe we want to set it into the wall 1 block. I might do that. We might just open up a spot back here and kind of inset it into the wall. Something like that. And then I'll have to go back in here, unvisualize, visualize, and move it in 1. Okay, so we'll do that. Yeah, that's fine. That way the items won't shoot out behind it and we'll have to go try and get it or whatever. They'll just be right here. We should be able to pick them up. So in order to do this, we do need living wood in these certain spots here. Okay, and then we need glowing or glimmering living wood. I'm not entirely sure what that's called. Let's take a look. Living wood. That is called glimmering living wood. So that's just living wood plus glowstone. We only need 3 of those. So that's a pretty simple thing to do. Okay, so there's the 3 of those. Awesome. And then we need the core. This thing right here, the Elven Gateway Core. So in order to do that, we need terrasteel. Oh boy. Right, do we have terrasteel? Can we make terrasteel? Are there terrasteel chickens? I think there might be. So terrasteel chicken comes from prismarine crystal plus ender pearl chicken. Did we ever make ender pearl chickens? I don't think so. So diamond plus nether wart gets us the ender pearl. And then we need prismarine crystal. So that's water and emerald. We have both of those. Do we have the prismarine ones? No, we don't. Okay, so we have a few more chickens to make. I'm going to go ahead and get those crafting up. We already have the diamonds. We have all the chickens to make the things that we need. Let me go ahead and make those chickens, 10, 10, 10 them, start collecting the resources, and then we'll continue on here. And then again, to get to the terrasteel, that is just ender pearl plus prismarine. And that'll save us a whole lot of headache making mana. So yeah, let me do that, and we'll be right back, guys. Thankfully, that was a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. We already did have an ender pearl chicken, so I just needed to breed that one. What was it? The ender pearl chicken with prismarine. So I guess we did have to make the prismarine, which is fine, and we had both the water and the emerald. So, and then bringing those together, so we have a 10, 10, 10 terrasteel chicken right here now, and we're just making terrasteel. So that's pretty good. So now we just need to take that and turn it into the elven core. So like so, we do these and we place that right there. Very good. Okay, so now the structure itself is complete, but we do need to get ourselves some mana pools. I think you have to have 2 of them, plus they have to have certain pylons on top of them. So let's do Botania pylon, and I think it's the Natura pylon. Pretty sure it's these guys. So that's yet more terrasteel. So it's 3 terrasteel per pylon. In order to make this, you need 2 of those, plus you need 3 of these terrasteel nuggets for the core. So it's like 1 full terrasteel nugget to make this portal. Anyway, the mana pylons, I don't know if we have this stuff. It doesn't look like it. So mana diamond. Does that have EMC? You know what? That has EMC. These have EMC. That's pretty good. Let's make ourselves 1 diamond. And then we'll just EMC the rest so we don't waste the mana that we have here. Okay. And we'll take that to this guy. And we'll just make a few mana diamonds, so we'll never have to worry about that again. Okay, so now that we have those, we should be able to do one of these and make ourselves these pylons. Very good. All right, so going back into here. Oh, you know what? The terrasteel is EMC. I didn't even realize that. Eye of Ender. I don't think we have any Eyes of Ender. But we do have those on auto craft. So let's make like so. And there's our 2 Natura pylons. Okay, so how are we doing on mana pools? We don't have any. What about living rock? We only have 7. So to make the mana pool, it's like that. These don't have EMC, so we got to make a little bit more of the living rock. But as we saw before, that's quite quick to do. It's just stone this time instead of wood. So let's put that around our flower here. Oops. Like so, and we will wand the flower. Awesome. All right. Can you wand this to turn it back into grass? Oh, you can wand the grass. Okay, I wasn't sure if you could do that. All right, so we can come in here and make ourselves another one of these. All right, then we just have to put these somewhere. I'm just gonna stick them like that. We have to have the pylons somewhere. That's fine. So I'm trying to figure out how are we gonna make mana. Like we made a little bit over here using this endoflame, but that's not really that fast. Is there a way that we can get like the lotus? Do these have EMC? They don't. That's unfortunate. So we can make a little bit of this stuff. A little bit of mana. Let's make ourselves a mana tablet. Let's see how we can do that. Mana tablet. This way we can take the mana from our pool over here and then dump it over here. We just need a little bit of mana, and then we can use these black lotus in there to make more mana from that, but not a whole lot since we don't have a lot of this stuff. But let's just see how we do this. So that is living rock around a mana diamond or a mana pearl. But we already got plenty of pearl, so let's just make a little bit more of the living rock here. And wand that. Very good. All right, so mana tablet. Okay, so I think we just toss that right into here. We just need a little bit of mana. Oh, you know what? That isn't set up correctly, is it? Did we ever make a wand of the forest? I'm not sure if we did. It doesn't appear that we did. So by default, I think these accept mana from an item. You have to click them with the Wand of the Forest to extract mana from them and put it into a tablet. So how are we doing on the living wood? Again, we don't have enough. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we will make a little bit more of this. We have to make ourselves a Wand of the Forest, and that requires the living wood twigs, which I think is 2 living wood per twig, or maybe it requires 3 of them. We'll take a look here in just a second. Pretty sure we should have everything we need now. Yeah, so there is 3 of those, and I think it's like this with some petals. Let's just do white. Why not? Okay, so there's a Wand of the Forest. So let's hold this and look at the mana pool. Yeah, you can see that says tablet to pool. Now if we right click on it, or shift right click on it, now it says pool to tablet. All right, so now we can throw this guy in there. That should gain a little bit of mana and get pulled back out. That's all we need, just enough so we can throw a little bit of mana into these pools. And does that have enough over here? No, I need to do this one more time. Okay, so we'll toss it into here. We'll just wait for my magnet to pick it back up. Okay, it should be enough. And toss it in there. Okay, very good. We'll just toss our black lotuses in there and toss these into this one. Okay, so that's pretty much all we need to do. When we turn the portal on, I do believe it uses a bit of the mana from these pools, but I think there should be some left over. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that depleting it, so we'll just turn this thing on. And yeah, did use some of that, so we're fine. Now, the portal used to draw mana constantly, and I believe it only uses mana as you trade items. So we don't have to worry about running out of mana unless we're trading a whole load of items. So getting back to what we were trying to do here, let's get rid of all of this. We wanted to make ourselves this pixie dust, and we do that by tossing mana pearls into the portal. Also, since we have this open, we can toss our Lexica Botania in there and we'll get more information, unless that just went away. Did that go away? I don't have that anymore. Where did that go? All right, well, we don't have a Lexica Botania anymore. What happened to it? That's really weird. Did that go underneath or something? Did that go into the wall and end up somewhere else? I don't know what just happened there. That's fine. I'll make a new one. Anyway, so we needed mana pearls. So in order to do that, we need ender pearls. We'll grab 4 of those and toss them in. Oh, mana pearls. My mistake. So let's make one of these and we'll save mana. And we'll EMC them over here. Let's grab some, actually just like 1 block emerald would probably be more than enough. Okay, so now we have those. So we toss 4 of those into the portal. Guess I should start with this one. Okay, so 4 of these into the portal. And there's our pixie dust. Awesome. So now that we have this, we should be able to complete this guy here. Oh my goodness. So there we go. Transmutation table. Boom. Got it. So that should complete that quest. Very good. So let's go into the Project E section. We have this completed, and we'll claim our loot chest. What do we get for all of our trouble? A diamond furnace! Oh boy, a diamond furnace. So since the transmutation table does in fact have EMC on it, we will at this time make more just in case, because I know we have to use this as a item for like the transmutation tablet coming up. So we'll just make an extra one so we can store that somewhere. And I'll turn all that EMC back into emerald blocks. All right. So now that we have the transmutation table, for those of you who've never seen this before, this guy has an EMC storage inside, and anything that has EMC, you can either put here to learn it, right? Or you can just take it and toss it into the little fire icon thing, and then you can learn it that way as well. So anything that's learned shows up here as long as you have the internal EMC to produce the item. So if we didn't have EMC anymore, you see how the Yeta wrench is here and the crescent hammer is here. If I take this crescent hammer out, that no longer shows up. So what we can do at this point is take a lot of our emerald blocks and just dump them right into that table and produce a whole lot of EMC. Okay, So now we have 200 million plus, 235 million EMC in here. So that means that we can produce as many of these hammers as we want, as long as we have that EMC available. So pretty much anything that we want that has EMC, we should probably put into that table so we never have to worry about it again. So pretty much all of these single items or whatever that we were learning previously, things that we don't really use, actually I guess those don't have EMC on them. Things that we don't really use that has EMC we can toss in there. Other such things that I didn't want to lose before, like the transmutation table itself. If we put this in here, we'll learn how to make it, and we'll always be able to make more of these as long as we have a transmutation table, right? So those are things that you want to learn. There's so many different things in here. Pretty much, instead of having a bunch of these things made from the energy condensers, you can just put them all in there, keep them as EMC, and then just search for them and extract them as you need. So a lot of different space like that we can avoid taking up in our system anymore. Mana pearls, if we ever want to learn those, we can just throw those in there. Yeah. Anyway, so that table is pretty good. Now, in order to get to the next quest here, it wants us to make the tablet, and the tablet is a little bit more expensive, but it's roughly the same thing. So energy condensers MK2, red matter blocks. Oh, no, I didn't notice this. Infinity ingots. Okay, so in order to make that, we're going to have to get a little bit more involved in stuff here. But thankfully, it looks like pretty much all this stuff that matters has EMC. Neutronium, we have a lot of that stuff. So infinity catalyst, oh boy, this is where a lot of time sink is going to come into play, it looks like. Pretty much all of these, though, even though we need 11,400 blocks of lapis, the lapis itself, if we get to the right one, that one right there, 144 EMC per. So we can just make machines that'll produce these things, dump it into a neutronium compressor, which in itself is another extreme crafting recipe, and just convert all of those into EMC. But that is going to take a little bit of time to convert all these things. Thankfully, we have ways to speed that process up, and that'll be something that we will have to look at in another episode because we have ran out of time. But yeah, guys, we finally made ourselves a transmutation table. You know, it took a little bit of time getting the mechanism stuff hooked up in order to make the HDPE sheets and a little bit of Britannia, but you know, all in all, it really wasn't that bad. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.